Dylan's personal log, 2005-02. So we've been watching the port for like a couple weeks now. There's a building in the north by the gate that appears to be a tavern with stables. There's that two-story octagonal-shaped stone building, more towards the south than the center. But that's because the way the port is shaped, right? It's got a heavy blaster machine gun on top. It has a commanding view of the whole area. There are some obstructions with the other towers, and the north tower doesn't have much of a view to the east, but we're not sure. The area around us is lightly forested, although it's been cleared out from the port city, village, town, about 1,000 yards, been turned to fields for farming, that kind of thing. There are a few buildings out there that have been burned completely down. There is traffic on the road that comes through the port city from the south. Wagons, we're assuming their supplies. Farmers will come in with produce and livestock. Some of those do travel on further north. There's also a large number of small fishing boats that go out every day and come back every evening. We estimate that the mine's about 2 days, foot traffic north. And there are carts that are coming south. Some of them are escorted by grab bikes with guys in CBA, so we're assuming those are the pirates. Two escorts, or two grab bikes. There are a handful of folks in the town that are obviously non-locals and are wearing, high-tech gear. While we're watching the port town, we train Robin and Ronald on the use of contragrav. There was a sailing ship that came in and docked. There's a handful of different little piers in the town itself, but it docks the one right by the octagonal building. They offload a bunch of prisoners who are then loaded into some wagons. Some of the wagons have these tall wooden wall sides, right? So you can't really see in. And those are the ones that they're loading the prisoners into. And then they head on north. Some supplies come off, and two of these pirates are on the ship. They, wearing CBA is kind of obvious. And then they talk with some of the other pirates who came up, from the building. Back on the ship, one evening we spot somebody up on the ridge line. Zoom in on him. He's got bino. He's got a long cloak on. He's got a bow. So we kind of guess he's probably a local guy who's got some tech. So Tindo and I get in sneak suits and we go out the far side of the ship. I go north, she goes south. Do a little pincer movement on trying to capture the guy, kind of thing. As I'm moving along, the spy pulls back behind the ridgeline, so I lose sight of him. Once I get to the top of the ridgeline, there's this large outcrop, and I jump up on, take a look around and see what's going on. By then, Tindo is almost up to the spot where the spy had been. So I see her, and then I see the guy behind her with a short sword out, sneaking up on her. So I sling up my Gauss rifle and take the shot, nail him right in the chest. He should have been completely gone. Well, I drop down off the rock and I run over to him. And by the time I get there, Tindo has already been applying delaying agents to him to keep him alive. So we grab him and take him down the ship, plug him into the med bay. I'm surprised he's still alive. Really am. Okay, so there's some discussion about what we should do. Essentially, we've got 3 targets. There's the port town, there's the mine, and then there's the Anzaraki ship and the scout ship escort. And it's a hard decision on which one to hit and what sequence, and do we wait for the ships to show up and all that kind of stuff as we're trying to figure things out. But we figure let's go check out the mine and see what's really going on there as best as we can. We don't want to fly the ship around too much because we don't want to get spotted. So we go up to the mine, a couple miles out, a few miles out, we land. and we go out to go spy on it. It's a standard sort of, mine in the side of a mountain kind of thing. The cave entrance. There is a tent encampment out in front with 2 wooden buildings. And they're bringing materials out, dumping it near one of the wood buildings, which turns out to be the smelter. And then the smelter guys, bring it in. They do whatever they do. Slag is pushed out the other side, and they must have a holding facility inside where they put whatever they're refining there. But they're also making rails. These rails are taken into the mine, so they're like making a rail cart line into the mine to help speed up materials. That's one of the things they're doing. It's obviously not the only thing they're doing, because they're sending stuff south. We just haven't seen any of that happen yet. Mid-morning the next day, 4 guys with crossbows leave the encampment. We're assuming they're a hunting party. So a few of us get in sneak suits, minimal, tech gear, and sneak in. The idea is to get some ore samples to find out what it is we can find out what's going on. So we sneak in, get a couple of raw ore samples, go inside the building, and where there's the smelter. There is a small high-tech mechanism that is worth trying to follow the processing of what's going on here, that detects and separates the ore samples. One section goes off to part of the smelter where the piers are making the rails and the sludge comes off. The other goes into another high-tech processing unit. And this stuff is so small, it's got to be Forerunner tech. So we snag it, and we get some processed ore materials, and we book it out of there. Now, at one point, we just can't figure any of this stuff out ourselves, and who was it? That's been Tindo. Tindo came in. He's got some engineering skill, and figures out that this is what's going on. So we all get together. We take off back to the ship. While we're there, we do our own engineering research, processing, analysis on these materials, and there's something biological about the processed materials, and it seems familiar to Robin and to Jane, but neither of them quite place where they've come across it, although they know it's been recently. And so we're all spitballing ideas, and somebody says something that just triggered in my head the poison that went to the commune on Robin's planet that had polluted the food and the medicine. And then we put together, this is the same stuff that's part of the drugs issues that have been back in our sector, plus our acting that are here in this sector as well. We ran across a few folks on the capital planet that were addicted to this drug stuff. So now we're fairly certain this is all Forerunner stuff that the Bechtel guys are running with. Tie into praying mantis guy and all this stuff. I don't say any of this. I'm not talking to anybody about the F word. We risk moving the ship again because there's not really much we need to do here at the mine. it's still the high tech, but there's nothing much else going on there. So we know at the very least we've got 2 days before somebody comes south with, hey, something's going on, our stuff's gone. So we're gonna have to hit this place soon. So we risk it, move the ship back to the port town, and Robin and I in sneak suits, going via the water to get by the wall, go and investigate the two guys in the stockade. Robin talks to them, I just kind of cover. Turns out it's the sheriff and the mayor. They tell us that about a year ago the pirates showed up and they knew exactly what to do and who to hit. They had hired local ruffians to act as, strongmen, and then they're controlling everything with the ship. They took out the town militia. They captured the sheriff and the mayor. They're keeping them alive as an example to everybody else. But they're not really taking good care of them due to exposure, malnutrition, dehydration. When they get really bad, they're taken inside of the ship and healed. They're not aware of any additional weapons in the area. We asked them if they want us to free them. They're afraid to do that at this point because their families are being held captive, and if they disappear, pirates probably kill their families. So we leave them there, sneak back out, get back to the ship. We wait for the spy guy to wake up. Eventually he does. It took a couple days, remember, right? And we question him, but he is extremely distrustful and belligerent. We figure that he's sure they were part of the pirates, and he actually let loose that we'll never find out where the king is. So it looks like this whole pirate thing is a lot bigger than just the port here. So how many pirates are there? Where are they? How do we take them out? That's the next step. And personal log. Okay, so this was the game that we played last weekend. So we are all caught up doing games live. So I ran my game, Runequest, yesterday. So next weekend, we've got another Far Horizons episode and update. Happy gaming.